Okay, YouTube, what's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some more Destiny 2 news. Alright guys, sorry for clogging your sub box today, but the news just keeps coming out more and more from E3. Great article from PC Gamer, I'm going to link it in the description, where they sit down and talk to Luke Smith, and they talk a little bit about clan rewards, and we also get to find out the Ward of Dawn is actually coming back. Not the Defender, but the Ward of Dawn is coming back. Without further ado, let's go into the nuggets of this article. I'm not going to read everything verbatim or go through the entire article, just the pieces that I find the most interesting or that we don't know about. So let's talk about clan rewards. He gets asked, Luke Smith gets asked, what kind of rewards can clans expect for helping random players with guided games? I'm going to paraphrase some of this and read some of it verbatim. He kind of relates it to like the Super Bowl, right? If a team wins the Super Bowl, they all get Super Bowl rings. So he says, so you will sometimes receive engrams from activities that you weren't even there for by just being in the clan and being an active member of the clan. This is about quote unquote, oh my gosh, my team did amazing thing in activity X, and wow, I got a cool bonus reward for it. So I got to sort of share some of that triumph with my clan, and I'm happy to be a part of it and an active member, so they're happy to have me too. So I get a feeling, guys, you know, he said specifically engrams. Oh, engrams plural. So it's not going to be just cosmetic stuff. It's going to be gear. It could be weapons even. What do you guys think? Then he's asked straight up, are the old subclasses Sunsinger, Defender, Blade Dancer gone? They were replaced by Dawnblade, Sentinel, and Arcstrider. He goes, yes, for all intents and purposes, they are gone. Then he was asked, how do you decide on which subclasses you want to give a major overhaul to? So he talks a little bit about the Warlock, the Sunsinger, and he says we knew we wanted to give the Solar Warlock an overhaul because people would just get their supers and then never use it, save it for self-res. But let me read you this here about the Arcstrider. I think we just had a different fantasy in mind for the Arcstrider from the Blade Dancer. I think there are similarities in that they're modal, but there's no stealth capabilities, and that's the key difference. So no going invis, you Arcstriders. I think the Blade Dancer could be at times, certainly when the game first shipped, very difficult to fight in PvP, and that the Arcstrider feels more fun and more fair to fight against. With the Void Titan, and looking at the Sentinel, we wanted to take some cues from the Night Stalker Hunter, and I mean this in a sense of themes that override. When we were working on the Night Stalker for the Taken King, we were constructing a subclass that we specifically wanted to feel like an aggressive support character for battlefield control. You have the shield, like you can see in the trailer, you can run around with the shield and bash, you know, melee, close quarters combat, you could throw the shield like Captain America. You could also bring up a shield to create a wall that you can walk with. Now this next stuff we're going to talk about here is going to make everyone very happy, especially me, because I do like my Defender Titan for PvE. Luke goes on to say, the other thing that I love is the Defender Titan personally. He's a class fantasy that I really like, and the Sandbox team too. So one of the Sentinel trees actually has the option to, when you cast your super, you can press and hold the super activation and you'll place a Ward of Dawn instead. I think the Ward of Dawn has this amazing property that I love in our supers when we have them, which is that you can really appreciate a well-placed ward. You can really point at one when your buddy places one badly. So that's 100% confirmed, guys, from Luke Smith to PC Gamer. Ward of Dawn will be on the Sentinel, depending on which skill tree you have. So I'm assuming one of them you can just throw around and, you know, do all your shield and guarding and blocking and throwing him like a disc a la Tron, or go back to the classic good old Titan Bubble Bros, Ward of Dawn. Now I think this is pretty interesting here, this question here. So when a hand cannon, say, drops in the wild, does it drop as kinetic or energy? Is that something I apply later? Can the exact hand cannon drop as kinetic or energy? Luke says no, the exact hand cannon cannot drop as kinetic or energy. Basically, the weapons have no specific assignments. Weapon A will only ever appear as kinetic weapon, and Weapon B will only ever appear as an energy weapon. Now they talk a little bit about Crucible balance and how they would do like blanket nerfs to things like that. He says they're putting in a different infrastructure here. So I'm just going to read this quote here. Luke says, let's say Clever Dragon, the highest rate of fire pulse rifle, is really powerful in the current meta. We're going to hit all high rate of fire pulse rifles. In Destiny 2, if we have a weapon that has a specific infractor, we have the ability to go in and just touch that. So it looks like they're going to kind of do away with the whole blanket nerfs to a particular class. If one weapon becomes a little overpowered, they could just go in and tweak that weapon, and hopefully they'll do that. Why didn't you touch Red Death at all in the last 2 years? Now we talk about PvP a little bit here. Remember yesterday's video, I covered that there's going to be party games, and there's also going to be the competitive playlist, 2 playlists. Luke gets asked, going back to the Overwatch comparison, are you planning to include a ranked play mode in Destiny 2 PvP? Flat out says no, there is not going to be a ranking system for the September launch. Then he's asked, but it's something under consideration for down the line? He goes, we always have ideas. I mean, one of the things I'm working on right now is a roadmap for Destiny 2. You know, with the live team, and this is going to be, you know, I anticipate things like ranking systems are going to be very desired, and we're going to have those conversations down the road. But I'm not going to commit us to any of that work right now. Then he's asked, are you guys still going to try to balance unilaterally across PvP and PvE? Luke says, part of the fantasy of Destiny is building a character and taking him across all the modes, so that consistency is really important to us. I think that the heart of your question can be interpreted in a bunch of ways, which is, why did you nerf my hand cannons in PvE? A question I've asked too. And then he's asked, right, why are snipers flinching in PvE? It feels like the desire to keep a competitive mode competitive has too much impact on PvE, in my opinion. I think quite a lot of people's opinions also. Luke says, I think that as we set out to build the weapon plan and the way the talents work in Destiny 2, I think we've gotten more attuned to that. I think we're taking a better whack at it in Game 2. We totally hear you. Then he's asked, let me ask the real question now. Now that the vault's gone, where are we storing all of our stuff? He goes, the vault's on the farm. There will still be a vault there. And he's asked, is the farm vault bigger? Feels like it would be smaller, like a shed. He says, it does feel like it would be smaller. I mean, I exited my last meeting, which was about some systems work, and the vaults are always a topic of conversation and discussion for the systems team. We're continuing to look at it, but nothing to share today. Then he's asked, will ships serve any purpose beyond a cool loading screen? He says, no, they will not. They serve as a cool loading screen trinket. So that's all the stuff that we didn't know about. The whole first page of the article is really geared towards PC folks, and I'm not covering that just yet. I want to make a whole video that's basically what is Destiny for PC folks, people who have never played Destiny before. So I'm going to save this article and maybe cover that in that video. So that's it, guys. Just want to bring this to you. Do me a favor, drop a like this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.